Elul. We are appreciating the insights of Representative Estabella Schwartz regarding this incredible topic of Elul and understanding the greatness of this time. Years ago, tzaddikim, great people, and people in the past used to be incredibly petrified knowing that Elul is coming or Elul is here. Elul is a time in the month where it's very serious. People feel very serious because the great high holy days are coming, the holidays are coming, Rosh Hashana and Yom Kippur. However, what most people or many people don't know is that Elul has nothing to do with the greatness of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Elul is a gift in and of itself. It's a great time to capitalize and squeeze the most out of this time in order to be intimately bonded with our Creator. We know that during Rosh Hashanah, everything is going to be decided. Everything is going to be stamped for the upcoming year. How much money a person makes, what experiences the person will have, how healthy the person will be. All the good and seemingly bad things are going to be determined during Rosh Hashanah. It's the day of judgment, Yom Hadin. I want to ask you a question. How do you act on your wedding? How do you act when you go to someone's wedding? When you go to someone's wedding, first of all, you planned out your outfit. You planned out what matches. Either it's your hair, either it's your shoes, your dress. Everything has to match. You prepared for the day. You planned babysitting if you have children. You rearranged your schedule. Now, going to the wedding, you're trying to maximize on the time that you're at the wedding, the few hours that you're there, spending time with the bride and the groom, taking pictures, talking to friends and relatives that you don't really see on a regular basis, eating good food, dancing, enjoying your time, being entertained, all of that. You're trying to make the most out of this time. And you're prepared for it. Now, during this time of Elul, we are getting ready for Rosh Hashanah. We are getting ready to be intimately bonded with our Creator. Now, it's such a special time because during the year, if you want a prayer answered, either you have to reach a certain spiritual level or you have to pray a certain amount of prayers, and it has to be with kavanah, which is good intention and concentration. Now, the gates of heaven are closed during this time. You have to reach a certain spiritual level. Now, during this time of Elul, the gates are wide open. You have a direct access to Hashem, your Creator. Angels who are usually appointed to guard the gates, to hold the gates closed, now they're wide open. We can think of it as an appointment with the President of the United States or the King in a certain country. You can either send a message to the King through a messenger, through a letter, and it's going to reach the King by the messenger, or you can have an intimate appointment, a personal appointment with the King himself, right next to each other, talking about your innermost feelings, desires, wants, and needs. This is exactly how it is during the month of Elul. We can capitalize during this month, but we have to grab this opportunity before it slips out of our fingers. It's incredibly quick. It runs really quickly. Hashem loves you so much. This is why when we are going into Rosh Hashanah, Hashem tells us, what do we eat? Why do we eat? When do we eat? How do we eat it? What do we say? What blessings do we say? What do they represent? And gives us exact directions. Why does Hashem do that? Because He loves you so much. Because you matter to Him so much. He wants you to succeed. During this time, those of us who have children, who sent our children off to school, what did we do? We bought the best of the best supplies to our children. If our children needed a certain color notebook, we went to 5 stores to make sure that they got that color. We want our children to be prepared for school, to want to go to school, to love school, to succeed, to learn, to make us proud. We are investing in our children. Hashem is investing in us. He's rooting for us. He's giving us the blueprint. What do we need in order to prepare for Yom Hadin, the day of judgment, Rosh Hashana? Because He cares about us. We as mothers, we care about our children. Our children are an extension of us. They are part of us. We are an extension of Hashem. He invests in us. He cares about us so much. He wants us to succeed. Usually throughout the year, since the gates are closed, we have to make sure we have a certain spiritual standing or a certain amount of prayers in order to reach Hashem, in order to have a spiritual level where we are worthy of the prayer that we want to be fulfilled. You know, we are the only part of Hashem's creation with the potential to become great. However, we as people are created in a way where we don't like free gifts. We like to earn the gift. Hashem created the Yetzer Hara. The Yetzer Hara is an evil inclination. It's an angel who was hired to destroy the day, to destroy your mood, to destroy your belief in yourself. And it's going to have a field day. It's done its job. The Hashem are created the Yetzer Hara in order for us to have an opportunity to earn the gift. When we overcome the Yetzer Hara, we feel good about ourselves. We feel we have accomplished. We feel that we overcame the Yetzer Hara and we have earned the gift. The Yetzer Hara does not come to you as a scary, mean monster, which may be something which may be someone we have thought of encountering, someone in our brain, an angel, mean and scary and terrifying. It doesn't come like that. Your angel, your evil inclination comes to you as a friend, comes to you as though he's your friend, as though he's on your side. He comes to you and says, you work too hard. Just do it another day, maybe tomorrow. So an example is you're trying to pray and you've made the time to pray. And you realize that a few seconds into your prayer, your mind is on Macy's, your mind is on Aaron's Kiss Uniforms, your mind is on the cleaners. And before you know it, you realize that you should have been done with your davening, your praying. And then you think to yourself, praying is not for me. Hashem, my creator, doesn't really care about my prayers. My attention is somewhere else. I must be not good at this. This probably isn't for me. The truth of the matter is, the Yetzer Hara is incredibly afraid of your prayers. And we have to make that effort to capitalize on the opportunity to pray. How do we do that? We tell the Yetzer Hara, listen, maybe I'm not good at praying right now, but I'm going to continue anyway. When you are doing anything spiritually, don't worry about how you feel. Don't worry about how you feel after you have prayed, because feelings they will come and they will go. But the prayers, yes, they're the best when they're focused. They're the best when they have the best intention. However, they still count. The Yetzer Hara makes it look like it's nothing or everything. For example, you are swamped at work, and during this time, you've made very little time to spend time with your kids, and you feel like a bad mother. You feel like you're such a bad mother. You don't spend time with your kids, and you say you're not good enough. You're a bad mother. Honestly, that's not really true, because if you really look at how much you do for your children, you're not such a bad mother. So what we can tell the Yetzer Hara is, maybe I spent a lot of time at work, but I've done so much. And we can overcome the Yetzer Hara in two ways. One of the ways is half now, half later, or later. For example, we're letting the Yetzer Hara believe what it believes, but we're not giving into it. For example, the Yetzer Hara says, you're a bad mother. You didn't spend time with your children. So then you tell the Yetzer Hara back, I may have neglected my children during this time, but I cooked them 3 different types of meals to make sure everybody ate, even though I could have done one. So you give one back. You balance it out. Or you do it later, meaning that you don't take what the Yetzer Hara is saying to heart. You say, I'll think about this later. I won't pay attention to this. And honestly, you'll probably forget about it. And you'll realize how great of a mother you are doing so much that you're doing for your children. So the Yetzer Hara says that if you didn't succeed in one area, you're probably a failure. So we're not going to let the Yetzer Hara have a field day, and we're not going to believe what it's telling us. The Yetzer Hara wants to keep us from being the people we are capable of becoming. And it's trying to keep us from doing things in order to grow and believing in ourselves. My personal example is, I didn't grow up Torah observant. So when I was just starting out many years ago, I took upon myself to bench or to say Birkat Hamazon or say prayers after I eat bread. As Jewish people, we eat a certain amount of bread in order for us to say certain prayers after that. And it's a number of pages, this prayer. So when I first started out, I only said it in English, and it took me 20, maybe 25 minutes. I really wanted to concentrate on every word. And then I learned that it's better to say it in the original language, so in Hebrew. So then I said it in the transliterated version because I don't read Hebrew yet. So I said in the transliterated version, and it took me also about 20 minutes, but I kept at it. And there was a certain point where I said, this isn't for me. Every single time I eat bread. So I stopped eating so much bread. I said, maybe I shouldn't just eat so much bread. But then, this was a tactic of the Yetzer Hara. And the Yetzer Hara was telling me that this is not for you. You're never going to be good at this. You didn't grow up like this. And I kept at it, thank God. And now I can say it in the transliterated version in less than 5 minutes. So practice makes better. Let's tell the Yetzer Hara to take a hike, or tell it later. I'll think about this later, and hopefully we'll forget about it. David HaMelech teaches us that everything I do should be equidistant to Hashem. What does that mean? Whether I'm taking out the garbage or I'm praying to Hashem, I'm serving Him, and I should serve Him with the intent that I am having a relationship with Him, that I know I'm doing this for Him. So it's like a partner dance and a circle dance. In a circle dance, I want to make it that everything is equidistant to Hashem. Everything I do, I attribute to Hashem. And I also want to do it in a partner dance. In a partner dance, you come together, you go apart. You come together, you go apart. So when I come together to Hashem, I feel close to Him. I feel like a spiritual high. When I'm apart, I have to know that it's the Yetzer Hara who's trying to put me down. The Yetzer Hara is trying to think that I'm a failure. That I have to understand it's only a tactic so that I can go back to Hashem and come together again. The Yetzer Hara's tactic, especially in this generation, is to be busier than busy. I always tell people, yes, we are busy, but what are we busy with? The Yetzer Hara strategy is keeping us distracted, either with technology, either with things in our lives. And right now it's such a busy time. The holidays are coming. Who do I invite? Who do I not invite? What do I cook? Where do we eat? We have to build a sukkah. Jewish people build a sukkah for Sukkot, another holiday. The holidays are coming. What do I buy? What do I cook? How much do I cook? Where do I store? And it's so much. It is so much happening and taking days off. And it's keeping us busy. Please, please, please take the time. Take the time to look over at yourself, to inhale the month of Elul. Inhale this time and capitalize on this time. Make a date with Hashem every day. Talk to Him. Tell Him your innermost feelings, desires, needs. Tell Him what you're yearning for. It's like a date with Hashem. Rav Pam teaches that a person desiring to grow must take stock of who he is and what he has accomplished. He should not belittle any achievement, big or small. Every time he overcame the temptation of the Yetzer Hara to sin, it should fill his heart with joy and strengthen him with the desire for further spiritual attainments. I'm going to give you a practical tip on how to realize on how great you are. The only way you're going to change is understanding how great you are. 3 times a day, put an alarm, either Siri on your phone or put an alarm. Have a paper and pad ready and write down during the past few hours how you overcame the evil inclination. Maybe you wanted to honk impatiently during the highway at that slow car. Maybe you wanted to question your children how dirty they were as soon as they came from school and you didn't. Maybe it was you greeted a coworker who's ever so grumpy every day and never greets you hello. Whatever it is, you write it down and you're going to see really and recognize really how great you are. The only way you're going to grow is understanding and having an idea of your strengths. The only way to overcome your weaknesses is knowing your strengths. Another practical tip during this time, take something upon yourself that you never thought you can do, and do a little bit of it every single day. And you're going to see great improvements. Practice makes better. A person is better at what they focus on. You are so incredibly great. You are so incredibly important to Hashem. Everything you do is of astronomical significance, and it reverberates in the cosmos. Don't you want to please someone who invested in you so much? Don't you want to please Hashem? Let's capitalize on this time, and may we merit to become the person we are capable of becoming. Leah Abramov, being and becoming.